Sometimes in life, if you want to get to the truth, you have to look at the numbers. Unfortunately, 50% of all dogs over 10 years old will die of cancer, and the other 40 to 50% suffer miserably from skin issues or joint problems. And this is widely attributed to your dog's diet. These numbers are what inspired Dr. Dennis Black to create Rough Greens. With thousands of testimonials and 5-star reviews every month, Rough Greens is now the #1 all-natural dog supplement in America. They've helped millions of pups, like mine, stay active and be healthy. And your pup could be next. Fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. You just cover shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. Just use promo code DISCO. That's RUFFGREENS.com. Promo code DISCO. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens. So I want to start off hot here, too. Let's go over your experience, your week of working with the WWE. So explain your week. You actually found a few minutes to record with us briefly on what day was that? Thursday? Did we get you on here? Yeah. But you were busy, so you go to LA. All right. When did you go to LA, by the way? Tuesday?
I went to Orlando first.
You went to Orlando. That's right, for NXT.
Right.
So you arrived and had to go straight to the building, correct?
No, I went to the hotel, then to the building. Yeah.
Oh, we already talked about this, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had, okay, no. I want to talk about, so when you went and flew to LA, when did you arrive in LA?
I arrived in LA the day before, Friday.
Okay, so Friday. So did you have production meeting on Friday? Did you have a meeting?
I think I just hooked up with Corey and we went over the show.
Cool. How was that process? Was Corey meticulous, and did he take copious notes?
Let me just put it to you this way, and this is the way it should have been. He was afraid not to be prepared. So he was very prepared. He's very professional.
Unlike Kevin Gill and Larry Dallas. Would you say that?
Right, 100%. I know he talked, his brother Sam Adonis, right?
Right, yeah.
And so he talked to his brother who had been in Mexico at least 10 years now, right?
Right.
So
Sam Adonis tweeted that Corey idolized you growing up for some reason. That's
because he's got good taste.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
There's something wrong with him. So
right.
Cool. We'll talk about that. When we have him on the podcast someday, I'll discuss that.
We will be getting some guests.
Everybody has weird character flaws.
I asked about that again, huh?
Yeah, I also heard, Disco, that Corey told Raven that Raven inspired his whole career. So which one is it, do you think?
Well, one thing is
I don't know why he
wasn't career, another one's liking somebody.
Well, he didn't like my stuff. I mean, I was a more inspiration
he hasn't mentioned you, but
interesting.
I doubt he liked you though. Okay, so
I got an outsider question, like fan question. What day the show was on Saturday afternoon, right? What day were you aware that the card was finalized? Boom, this is what we're doing.
That's a really hard-hitting question there, huh?
I'm just curious.
Look, I mean,
because people are always like, they do it the day of, and
no, they knew it before it was announced. On like on Wednesday and Thursday.
That's what I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.
Wait a minute, Joe.
Yeah.
Do you actually think that they put the card together on the last day?
No, absolutely not.
Then how did they come out with the posters before it?
Right.
Saying all the matches. I definitely knew about this at least 3 weeks to a month before the posters were put out. Because I helped put it together. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah. Okay. So so let's continue. So Friday you met with Corey. How long did you meet with him for? And how many?
Yeah, Corey was great. Maybe an hour.
Right.
He was easy.
He had copious notes with him.
Yeah, he had copious notes, and then I just helped him on a couple things, pronunciations. I didn't want him to. I was thinking he keeps saying this name wrong, and I'm gonna nail him on the air for doing it. But he was so cool, I didn't. So
who's he saying wrong?
The girl's name is Dalis, and he was going Dalis, and so were the.
That's not too bad.
But still,
that's just
not her name.
Yeah.
Like Vikingo, his name is Vikingo. You know what I'm saying? To lands that matters, not to you.
Well, it's spelled Vikingo in America. So
and it's spelled Vikingo, and it's a Spanish word.
Let's just call him Vikingo.
It's a Spanish word. Salsa is a Spanish word. Okay? Right. Tortillas is a Spanish word. You don't go, hey, give me some tortillas. Or as Tommy Dreamer once said, Polo Loco. And I go, bro, it's not polo, it's pollo.
Pollo.
Yeah.
Pollo.
I ain't afraid to bury him.
Interesting.
Shout out to my boy Tommy. Okay, so we hooked up. We went over it. Jeremy was incredible because he's on top of everything and he's making sure our cool and the matches are cool, and he made me feel comfortable, and he was like, he was great. Corey was great. I couldn't have had a better partner, and he took care of me. Let me put it to you that way. I hadn't done this in over 10 years or so, and I think I put too much pressure on myself, and I thought that I wasn't at my best. But if we do this again, everybody said they liked it, but anyways, I didn't. But if we do this again, I would definitely bring in a better game.
All right, so I was tweeting over these past couple of days about the show, right?
Right.
Do you want to hear my first tweet?
Go ahead.
Okay, and so after the show was so I watched some of the show, Cody. Are you proud that I watched some of the show?
Yes, I am.
And
that is your job as
a wrestling
podcaster.
Do you want a fair, honest assessment of your commentary?
No, give me an unfair and non-honest answer. I'd rather have that.
I'll be brutally honest with you.
Right.
You did not sound good.
Right.
But your content was good.
Right.
Like, well, what you talked about was good. Did you do dialysis on the road? Once, okay.
Pain.
So I had a tweet.
Let me say this real quick, Dio. I just want to elaborate on what you said about his commentary. And having worked with Konnan and you for years now and stuff, I know Konnan's style and stuff like that. To me, he was on point, like you said, and he just sounded chill. He sounded like his character. You're not going to, like, Konnan, the character's not going to go, here comes Vikingo.
No, he sounded like a Monday after dialysis, as we said.
Okay.
Not a Tuesday, like he's got energy right now. Let me give you some of my tweets. So I tweeted this. At least WWE Graves knows what it feels like to carry Konnan through a show now, too. Hashtag Worlds Collide. Hashtag Keep It 100. At WWE. At Lucha Libre. Okay, I had a very weird tweet in the middle of all this.
Give me. I just want to hear no more than this, Joe. Do you have that tweet that Glenn is talking about?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll get it right now.
Okay.
Read me the first three comments. That's all I want to hear.
I'll read you the first three comments.
Okay, go ahead.
Why would anyone want to enjoy a wrestling show when you can hear about dead grandpas instead? So people talk about a dead grandpa story that you told. Where were you in the crowd? I was like,
but bro, that's not a bad story.
Well, I'm just telling you what the people are saying here. That was a fun commentary duo. LOL. Did not expect that. He stutters a lot to get his thoughts out. He did great, though. I appreciated hearing Konnan on WWE. And somebody tweeted, Bory Graves. Somebody tweeted, commentary was great, just needed a touch of Kevin Gill to be perfect. Somebody said, Graves deserves better. There's no disrespect to Konnan AAA. He felt out of place and a little awkward. Graves is better than Pat. He's getting done dirty. Almost can't wait for college football.
Why do I see people turning on Pat all of a sudden?
I don't know.
He took the job. Their viewpoint is he took the job from Corey on Mondays.
Okay.
Right. So here, let me tell you another one here. So Lucha Blog tweeted, if I had $1 for every time someone in Mexico said Iguana was terrible for wrestling, I would be 1/10 as rich as he's about to be. Then Master Public, our boy Kevin Kleinrock tweeted, originality counts. Originality plus actual high-level lucha skills equals money. Originality plus high-level lucha skills plus great English, and he put the rocket sign to behind Mr. Iguana. Said, I quote tweeted that said, he's not as good as Mr. Pepto, hashtag Mr. Pepto. Well, we're going to be able to see Mr. Pepto in AAA coming up in a WWE.
Well, he is from LA, so there's a good chance.
Okay, how about this? Master Public then replied to that, said, how hot are you that Konnan was on commentary and didn't put you over once for all your victories over luchadors in WCW? And I put my anger on a scale of 1 to 100 is 0. Okay. So then I tweeted, somebody put the picture, you had this picture here of the Worlds Collide. You tweeted that, the crowd. And I put, heard they gave away a lot of free tickets. Okay. So that's obviously PV and sarcastic and trolling you. Do you want to hear the comments to this one?
Right.
Okay. Not really a big deal getting new people to watch. As long as they ain't giving it to the losers riding down the street, who cares? So what? Somebody said, says, how do you get the free tickets? I want to go the other week, but I didn't want to spend the money. Wish they gave us some. We had a surprisingly great time. Heard you can't get booked in 2025. So he said no free tickets were given away. It was sold out. So he put all promotions give away a set amount of tickets, even WWE and AAA do. Couldn't give them away when you wrestled. They tried. Talked about me like I can't give away tickets. Yeah. So so a lot of people were kind of like thought it was being serious here.
Right.
So then I had another tweet. This is the most fascinating tweet of the day. Okay.
Right.
Vince, because Russo tweeted, I'm telling you this right now, capital letters. Matter of fact, put Mark, and he put Mark down and Mark capital letters down the date. John Cena's last match will be against this guy. And he's got a picture of Triple H. Okay. So obviously Vince is saying dumb things, right? I quote tweeted that and said, he's got a defibrillator in his chest, Vince Russo. Dude, I don't know how this happened, because that's just me trolling Vince like I do all the time, right?
Right.
This tweet, Joe, look at the views on that.
726,000.
Wow.
750,000 views. And I'm going, for what? I don't know what I'm doing. Trolling. There's no, like, I don't know what it is. The algorithm, maybe defibrillator is a key word of the algorithm or something. But like, I don't know why this got so much traction.
Yeah.
10,000 likes. It's like one of my biggest tweets ever.
Yeah.
And it's just me trolling Vince. I don't know. All right. So then today, what do you call it? Today, Corey tweeted, okay, because you tweeted that about Corey. Then Corey Graves said, sometimes you run low on passion, but then something like this weekend happens. Gracias por permitirme entrar en tu mundo at Lucha Libre AAA. I only wanted to do your culture and business proud. Thank you to Konnan for dropping the important knowledge and being a genuinely first-class human being. He loves us more than any of us will ever understand. Can't wait until the next one. Thanks to you guys for reminding me that a rough patch isn't the end of the road. Love pro wrestling. #Worlds Collide. So Konnan tweeted, I couldn't have asked for a better partner. You were super professional and told me a lot. I'm very passionate about Lucha, and you did your culture proud. Did our culture proud, plus I made a new friend. Thank you. Well, I quote tweeted Corey's tweet and said, you carried him. I know the feeling.
That's awesome.
Dave already was throwing a little bit of shade on the product.
Who?
On your boy Meltzer.
What'd he say?
Wild.
Because so as of right now, it's over 3 million views on YouTube. And when did the show air? Saturday? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
At its height, it was like 750,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. Dave
You mean
said
750 viewers live at the same time is what you mean.
Right.
Yeah.
750,000. Okay. Dave's take was he thought that the numbers were kind of underwhelming.
Right. What did he expect?
I mean, like, but it's the biggest live YouTube broadcast WWE's ever done. Dave actually said, have they ever done one before? And I actually went to Grok and posted the Grok thing about this. There's been multiple live streams.
Well, not only
tweeted, but here's the thing. So so the Meltzer said one account talked about that time when Dave said that Konnan had, this is a quote from Dave. Remember when he said this? Konnan has been critical of Tony Khan in the past, but now he has his own startup venture, so let's see if he can beat Tony Khan. So somebody tweeted this. First major show in only 24 hours in, he's already beaten the #1 AEW live stream in YouTube history by 400%.
Okay.
And the last time AEW ran that building,
Yeah.
they did like 5,300 people. And how many did you guys do?
10,000.
Okay, so do you think Dave will even how many excuses will Dave make that like, okay, right off the bat, you've already beaten Tony Khan with one venue? Do you think he'll acknowledge that?
No.
All right. I doubt he will either.
You should retweet that to him, Disco.
Right. No, everybody else is. They tag him in all the time. So.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I don't know.
Well, just Dave says so many ridiculous things, and it's just like, okay.
I don't follow him on Twitter. Yeah, go ahead.
See, Dave likes to make up.
I do have him on Twitter. Yeah, I do have.
Well, the funniest thing is like Dave likes to make up these imaginary awards and imaginary narrative, like it's a competition between you and Tony Khan. Like it's not. But if you want to measure it, okay, what are we going to measure it by? Okay, attendance and viewership, right? That's okay. So like you want to know, I guess so.
And do you want to hear this? It's less than a minute. This is what Dave. Anything you?
Oh yeah, but play it. This is him and Brian. Okay, play this. You got it. Joe's manning the 1s and 2s here on top of everything.
Go ahead, Joe.
Gauge from the YouTube numbers.
In what sense?
I thought they were kind of low.
I'll go. I didn't go and do the minute by minute. I was charting it throughout both the English and the Spanish throughout the day.
When I clicked on the feed, I think it started at around 200,000. I know there were moments where people were telling me it was at like 430 something thousand.
It was in the 400s after. Let me see what I have here. There were. By the time Ray came out, which is the first thing, they were over 300. And then the Stephanie Vicaire, they were right at 400 for the Stephanie Vicaire match. They went from 400 to 411.
It's not really that
Okay, I had somebody said that they were up at 700,000 at
100%.
Okay, so let me make a point too. Okay, so but let me make another point, dude. This is like an early afternoon broadcast too.
Yeah.
Like I would wonder what this thing is like. Like if 7:30 prime time Eastern time or 4:30, like what the numbers would have been, because like I imagine a lot of people didn't even start watching it because they didn't, you realize it's on, so it already started.
And let me just say this: the show did what it had to do. It went from 200,000. He said it started at, right?
Yeah.
And word of mouth, or people start watching it, or whatever it was. By the time Vikingo and Chad Gable wrestled, which was a peak, they were at like 760,000 or something like that.
Right.
Okay, and like you said, they've had YouTube shows on before, most viewed show. We didn't know if people were gonna watch it or not watch it. Could have been a flop. Could have had bad matches. A lot of bad things could have happened. Bro, it was #1 trending topic. Okay. And across their social media platforms, and I'm sure it's more now, they had 32 million views, right? So it was a success to them. As a matter of fact,
3 million views, not 30. Well, they actually, maybe they got more. No.
Let me read this.
No. Across all social media.
Right, exactly. Okay, so
WWE. Let me just read.
Right.
And WWE generated more than 32 million social views across all platforms in the first 24 hours. So
correct.
When I spoke to him briefly, to Nick Khan, yes, I'm a Nick Khan guy. I said, I think we hit a home run. And he said, no, we hit a grand slam. So that's the president. Right. They're happy, bro.
Right. Bro, because now finally, okay, I'm glad this to have this because now we can start hopefully getting all these dirt sheet people to start discussing the power of social media platforms and viewership.
Right.
32 million views.
Right.
That's like, dude, like, what are we talking about? The Netflix numbers and the like, bro, we're talking about, if you want eyes on your product.
Not just that. Disco, Joe, we've done this show together, 12 years?
No, 8 or 9 years or something like that?
Yeah,
but
we're getting up there.
Guys, I'm like 8.5.
But I go back with you to MLW.
Right.
So all I've ever said since you've known me for the last 12 years is wait till we get to the United States and we get a good TV deal.
Right.
And people, AAA sucks, AAA and something. Say what you want. But I would see all the time people making fun of him. Even Meltzer, who I consider my friend. Oh, yeah, is this another thing like you always say is going to happen and never happens? Okay, you got to understand, bro, and this is just common sense. You don't have to be in meetings to know this. Big project can fall apart like that.
Sure.
For whatever reason. We had a lot of bad luck, getting here, but we're finally here. And their end game is to get us a TV deal. And if that happens, right? But all I've been doing is advocating lucha, and you see what happened. And this is just the beginning. They're really invested. So much, bro, you know that guy, Mr. Iguana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They already made a T-shirt because I talked to him today, and it's the fifth best-selling T-shirt. Came on TV once.
Right.
Start showing this stuffed iguana. That's going to be.
Yeah, they are, bro.
Right.
The minute they saw that, and I told.
What
them,
about getting Chad Gable we started selling "Go Back to Mexico" shirts and like have those wear?
That would be great, bro. I thought Chad Gable. Did you see that match?
Yeah.
I thought Chad Gable was great.
Yeah.
I went and told him too. He's a super cool guy, man. Super cool. Yeah.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're into the home stretch for NBA and NHL playoffs. And there's more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NHL, and UFC. And in between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino. All the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino action. So BetOnline, the game starts here.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.